Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets.
I'm interrupting this commercial to do something I've never done before. Get 2 MyPillows absolutely free on orders of $100 or more. I can't do this forever, so get on board with this great sale today. Our best-selling 6-piece bath towel sets or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Our famous standard MyPillows only $14.98. Queens $18.98. King size only $1 more. Body pillows $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bedsheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
That's right, folks. That's right. Absolutely free. Thank you for tuning in. Happy, Wednesday, July 16th. I hope you're all having a fabulous Wednesday. It's hump day. It's hump day. We're getting halfway through the week. It's been a long week already. We've covered a lot. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. We appreciate you. Man, it's been already a crazy morning. The show might not be as long. I think I got everything set up, but I had to run. My son was having some car issues, and I had to meet him at the dealership this morning. And he's had bad luck with this car, and it was due to a recall originally. And but hopefully, talk to the service manager. Hopefully, they're going to cover this and take care of it, because it could be thousands of dollars. It's one of those Nissans with the transmission problems. So we got that taken care of this morning. So I was gone out for about an hour and 45 minutes while we did that. So it kind of slowed down my progress on the show today. So we will definitely have a second show. And we got a lot to cover in the first show. It just might not be an hour, 20 hour and a half, which is fine with me. I'm okay with that, if you're okay with that. Let me jump into the chats really quick and say hello to some folks. Go up here. Nola's in the house. Trina, hello. How are you doing? Cade, Texas is driving along. Have a great show, y'all. Nola, what is up? Julius is in the house. C. Marsha. Let's see who else we have. Becky Boo, Pixie. Old Uncle Bill made it in here, guys. Old Uncle Bill. Let's see who else is in here. Jan Garner. Hello, Jan Garner. Still praying for you, Jan. Lycopodium, how are you? Let me get down to the bottom here. It's going fast. Texas Bigfoot, Sugar Bear. You guys made it in. And don't forget, Pixie's in here. So every time you cuss, that's $5 in the jar. And thank you guys. B. Mikey made it in the house with that beautiful American flag. Check it out. God bless America. God bless America. So we're going to talk about some things today. Trump came out again, put out a Truth Social post. We'll read it to you guys. Tell me what your opinion is. He also made some other comments in the Oval Office regarding the Epstein whole chaos deal. And actually, you know what? Let me move this right here. I'm going to add this to the show. I was looking at something while the preview was playing. And also, self-deportations are up. People are going into these, are realizing, especially once they're arrested. I thought I had 4 stories. I could only find 2 because I was in a hurry to get the show going. But we're going to talk about that. More and more people want to self-deport. And again, when you take away the incentive to be here and you put, instead of an incentive, you sit here and you say, well, wait a second, if you're going to be here, these are our immigration laws. And there is what? Consequences. So now that folks are seeing consequences, they are ready to self-deport and get out of here. We got a couple different stories on that we'll talk about. Also, the communist that's running for New York City mayor, that is. He was in DC, and we'll get some comments for some folks that, again, you have the extreme part of the Democrat Party, which they're all pretty extreme. But just like 15, 20 years ago, you had these far left groups that were pulling Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid and all these people further and further away from American politics, America First stuff. That's what you're seeing now. So you won't be surprised who was there and clapping on Mamdani from New York City. So New York City, get the rope. Remember that commercial? As a Pace Picante commercial. But we're going to get into it here, and we're going to talk about just a couple clown world things, as we like to do at the beginning of the show.
What he wants, and then Trump has those kind of votes.
Listen to this. This is Joy Reid, or should we call her Jobless Joy Reid? Jobless? Really? Take a look. Oh, why isn't it going? Let me refresh it.
Those kind of voters, they are dedicated to him personally. They care more about him being happy than them being happy. They care more about him having what he wants than them having what they want. They will give up their health care. They will let their daughters be destroyed. They will let their families be destroyed. They will do. There's nothing he can do. He can drown them in Texas. He can take away their FEMA. He can do anything he wants to them. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a cult. Trump has those kind of voters. They are dedicated to him personally. They care more.
Okay, so talking about Trump supporters and cults is what she's saying. That Trump supporters care more about Trump than they do themselves. The reason why people care about Trump so much is because they care about themselves. They care about their children. Guess what? They care about their daughters too. And if you could see on the left-hand side, look at that shirt. The future is black and feminist. I just thought that was great. But listen to what else she says right here. I'm just going to play it in the background.
More about him being happy than them being happy. They care more about him having what he wants than them having what they want. They will give up their health care.
Okay, nobody's wanting to give up their health care. Obviously, there is probably people that voted for Trump that refuse to go to work. They like Trump policies for the most part. They like their Second Amendment. They like their freedom of speech. So they picked the guy that supported that. But now, in order to earn their health care, I said earn it, not get it provided to them for the taxpayers, there's going to be a 20-hour a week. 20 hours a week. You can get it done in 2 days. That you either have to volunteer or you have to work. When Bill Clinton did this, nobody had a problem with it. Let's listen to more. I don't know why this thing is not working. Let me do this. Let me refresh it again. I don't know what's going on with this one. They did this to me yesterday. I wonder if they did an update.
Trump has those kind of voters. They are dedicated to him personally. They care more about him being happy than them being happy. They care more about him having what he wants than them having what they want. They will give up their health care. They will let their daughters be destroyed.
Let their daughters be destroyed. What she's talking about is Trump supporters don't want their daughters murdering their grandchildren. So that's how daughters get destroyed. Close your legs. End of problem. End of problem. I know we have this whole thing. I was actually listening to a really good podcast the other day from somebody who was a very devout Catholic. And I just love what he had to say. He said a lot of things that our pastors don't say anymore. And when I say our, I'm not talking about mine. I'm talking about in general what the church has become. And but it's just interesting.
They will let their families be destroyed. They will do. There's nothing he can do. He can drown them in Texas.
So they drowned him in Texas. We cover Texas. Actually, the governor and many of the first responders and everybody there says it's the fastest response they've ever seen from a White House administration. But again, they need to put it out there because there's people that watch this crap all day long. We see them out at these protests that they don't look for truth. They don't do their own homework. They don't look for anything other than Trump's a bad man. And it's just crazy. Good morning, Patricia Joy. How are you doing? Thank you guys all for tuning in. We appreciate you. And I don't know if Deb V's in here. If Deb V's in here, I forgot to give you a shout out yesterday for your Zelle. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's helping out. We ended up, if you guys know, one of our phones is got a little water damage. I don't know how they call it. I think it's IP68 rated. And it was got a little water damage for 10 seconds and the screen just zapped the screen. So we ordered another phone. Today's Thursday. I'm hoping it'll be here Friday because that's the phone I use to communicate with everybody. That's the number everybody has. So if you're texting me and I'm not getting back to you, well, I only have my live stream phone right now. So that helped out. And again, if you guys want to help out, we are upgrading. It was about $37 difference to get a replacement phone or the same phone that was an iPhone 14 or jump up to the 16, which has a better camera, which has a lot of cool stuff that we get to utilize when we're live streaming and out recording video. So I thought it was a great thing, and it didn't raise my bill. They actually it was actually pretty good deal. I was actually surprised. So Deb V, if you're in here, thank you more than you know. We appreciate it. We're still a little short on it, but we don't got to pick it up till Friday or Saturday. So all your guys' help really does a lot for us. So I didn't want to forget to shout out Deb V. And if I see her in here later, I don't look at the chat a whole lot. But if I see her in here later, I will give her a shout out. Check this out. You're hearing Gavin Newsom constantly go after Trump. I mean, Gavin Newsom's acting like California is paradise. And there is some parts, don't get me wrong. I live in California. The reason I haven't left is because I'm going to stay and fight because I grew up here and I remember how great it once was. We want to make California great again. But breaking, and I don't know how long this was. He was convicted for a Walgreens store manager in San Francisco convicted for fighting a shoplifter. Now, you guys remember, if you own any business and someone's stealing from you, you cannot physically confront them. You cannot protect your property. This is California. This is communist country. It's not Texas. Texas, you can use lethal force to protect your property, which is how it should be. That's your property. You earned it. You worked for it. Take a look at this video right here.
Frisco Live 415, you can see a man police have identified as 30-year-old Larry Whitlock exit the Walgreens, chased out by a security guard, and a man police say was 45-year-old Walgreens employee Guan Hong. Police say Whitlock was shoplifting. After chasing Whitlock out of the store, the video records for a while until police say the store employee came back outside and again confronted Whitlock. Whitlock appears to swing at Hong and miss. Hong, in turn, strikes back with some kind of weapon sharp enough to cause Whitlock to drop to the ground bleeding. Frisco Live.
Look at this. Guess who got busted? The guy that was defending himself.
You can see a man police have identified as 30-year-old Larry Whitlock exit the Walgreens, chased out by a security guard, and a man police say was 45-year-old Walgreens employee Guan Hong. Police say Whitlock was shoplifting. After chasing Whitlock out of the store, the video records for a while until police say the store employee
Look at you can confront people for stealing, but look at the guy swings at him.
came back outside and again confronted Whitlock. Whitlock appears to swing at Hong and miss. Hong in turn strikes back with some kind of weapon sharp enough to cause Whitlock to drop to the ground bleeding.
Man, just insane. It's we've enabled this. We've allowed this in California. We put the criminals, we make them victims, and it's when is enough going to be enough, folks? I remember the one in Modesto we showed you. What was that, about 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago? We showed you two. We showed you one where a guy just walked in, took their own trash bag or their 55-gallon trash barrel. I think it's 55-gallon. Walks over and just starts putting all the cigarettes in there, and they're not doing anything. They're just letting him do it, and then he walks out. Then we showed you another one. I think it was Modesto, where then they had somebody in the store just beat the shit out of them. And Democrats were calling for the store owner to go to jail, be arrested. Crazy. How about this? So there's been a big thing. People are trying to manipulate the data, trying to say that prices are going up. Not the case. I shop just as much as anybody else, especially groceries. I mainly focus on necessities. But one thing we noticed, and I lied yesterday in my show. I didn't mean to do that. I had to, because when I said $9, that seems cheap for 60 eggs. I think it was $16 for 60 eggs is what I paid for at Costco. I think it was $15.98 because I confirmed it last night with Rachel. I was like, you know what? Today in my show, I said they were $9. Were they $9? No, they were like $15.98 at Costco for 60 eggs. Pretty good deal. That's a lot of protein too. But people are trying to say that these tariffs have caused this incredible inflation and high prices. And I'm like, please let me know. I'm being really honest with you, because we already have high prices in California, highest electricity, highest gas, highest grocery prices. I mean, I find that to be interesting because it used to not be the case. I remember when we used to do shows back in 2016 and 2017 that we literally did a show when people were complaining about welfare. And I was like, listen, here's a family of four. And I went through, and fruits and vegetables were absolutely dirt cheap in California because they all come from blocks away pretty much. We drive by the farms every day. We drive by the orchards every day. We are the breadbasket of the world. Not thanks to Democrats. Actually, we're losing the breadbasket of the world because they take water away from our farmers. But listen to what they did on CNN. I thought this was just interesting. Trying to lie and have people believe that egg prices are up right now because of Trump. Let's take a listen.
Is one way or another. I should be clear.
I think it's a mistake to do this cherry picking. I mean, men's suits, men's underwear, boys' shoes, girls' shoes, women's outerwear, bananas, tomatoes, tea, outdoor equipment. I mean, I could go down. These things were falling. Gas prices are at a 4-year low. I think
but also, I mean, the top line number is an increase in inflation that actual economists, not the ones that play one on TV, say is due to tariffs. So in addition to what you're saying, obviously not all prices are going up, but they're going up enough that it's showing up in the numbers.
Look, here's my view. The core CPI forecast was 3%. It came in at 2.9. For the 5 months of Trump's administration, inflation has matched or beat expectations. The economy is booming with new investments. There's a lot to be proud of in what they have accomplished. Locking in the permanency of the tax cuts is a good thing. And so the Republican White House view of this right now is to be bullish on America. And when you look at the people who are investing in this country, massive companies, massive investments, it's outrageous what he's been able to generate so far. So I do think the panic over this report today is unwarranted, but I do think data is worth watching every month. But it's not. But it seems like a lot of panic for no reason. You're getting matched reports.
It's not panic when we were promised on August 15th of last year that the price of eggs, that the price of bacon,
Price
the
of eggs
price
are down,
of apple,
69%.
actually eggs year over year are up by 20
year?
Are up
They're
27%.
They're down.
I'm
Since
sorry.
he took office, they're down.
But if
year
you're
over year.
Look at how she's trying to manipulate year over year. Now, remember, when Trump came into office, we had the bird flu, the avian flu, that they totally screwed up. The Biden administration didn't put no effort. They just killed chickens, didn't do anything. And Trump said, well, hey, people are complaining about eggs. We got to get this fixed. And listen to how she defends this. This is a Democrat for you. This is what they do, folks.
All right.
He promised when he took office they would go down.
Hold on. Let's not fight about statistics here. She's right. Year over year, they are up significantly. Month over month, they've gone down, but that's from their high, which occurred partly due to bird flu and other things.
Right.
So
let's be very clear. He promised three things: the price of eggs, the price of bacon, and the price of apples were going to go down. I can quote him. It was on August 15th of last year. He said they're going to go down almost immediately when I become president. All of them are up. They're up year over year, and that's a fact. And these, you think it's hysteria or whatever you called it. People are suffering. You know how I know this? Because I heard all about that from you last year when I would debate you, and you kept talking about how the price of eggs is really high. Well, guess what? It's much higher now than it was when you and I were debating.
You're literally lying about the
Wait, excuse me.
Eggs are down.
No, whoa.
Eggs are down.
Guys, stop. Okay, Scott, before
Scott?
you accuse her of lying, I literally just went over this. She is correct that year over year, the
Since
price.
Donald Trump took office, what
But
happened
Scott,
to the eggs?
See, they don't want to admit that Donald Trump has actually done something that he's promised. He's lowered the cost of eggs tremendously. This is all Democrats had. Like the first month? I mean, he literally got inaugurated. He wasn't even done signing the pardons on January 20th. And they're like, oh my God, look at the price of the eggs. It was hysterical. I mean, we were laughing. I was on the plane flight home from DC when we were at his inauguration, just laughing my tail off. B. Mikey's in the house, and he gifted 5 subscriptions to the Oreo Express. B. Mikey, I want to say thank you. Appreciate you more than you know. We can't continue without your guys' support. And big shout out if you received a gift from B. Mikey. We appreciate you. It does. It keeps the lights on and it keeps us going. So thank you. This is insane. I guess you have to look at it like this. If there's really some bad things going on, what do you think they would be talking about? Probably the bad things. If they're talking about egg prices that have fallen drastically since Donald Trump took office, you don't even hear about the avian flu anymore. You don't hear about the bird flu. It's just insane. Just insane. Let's listen to the rest of this just for...
Oh my God! Do you not understand that the difference between
Who was the president last year at this time?
Scott? Do you understand?
And then when did they spike?
Julie, let me just
And when did they come down?
resolve this so we can move on because this is a silly conversation.
You totally derailed this conversation.
Scott,
She's
no,
trying to have a serious
Scott,
panel, and
you
you're out here
are
arguing
derailing the
about eggs.
conversation.
No, I'm not.
Pardon me.
She's not telling the
Pardon
truth about the
me,
eggs.
but you're derailing the conversation, okay? I think people have the ability to understand the difference between the price of eggs today and the price of eggs a year ago today versus what you would prefer to talk about, which is the price of eggs when Donald Trump was inaugurated. You're just talking about his policy. You're talking about two different time horizons. Okay, let's just leave it at that and move on. Please continue.
They made it higher than what
Continue.
Joe
Share
Biden's
Michael.
president.
Share Michael, please.
Listen, I have you people all the time. Whether you email me, whether you see me out on the streets, whether you're not in the chat right now, but you know what I do, people come up to me all the time. I don't know how you do it. I would lose my mind going out to these protests and these rabid trans Tifa folks that are just, I don't know how Scott Jennings does it. That man, I would keep an eye on him because I'll be honest, I haven't drank in almost 5 years, but if I had to sit on that panel, I would have me an IV with tequila. I'm not even exaggerating. Woo! Crazy times on CNN. What do we got now? Donald Trump. So today he put out a Truth Social. As you know, we've covered some of the Epstein stuff. what's been going on back and forth. I've told you my take on it. Again, it was not even in my top 20 of accomplishments that I needed Trump to do. I would like to see people go to jail. You guys know this. But my main concern was for the border, sealing off the border, deportations, passing the big, beautiful bill. And it's just crazy what we're seeing. Well, listen to what he says, and he's calling out some people that I think self-identify as MAGA. Let's see. Come on, shift over. So it says the radical left Democrats have pay dirt again, just like the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which Dems swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom, and even Russia scam itself. A totally fake, a totally fake and made up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in the 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this. Notice he says past and it's capitalized, into this bullshit. Hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by a lunatic left for 8 long years. I've had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history. And all these people want to talk about, with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems, is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you again for your attention in this matter. Make America great again. So, I want to tell you something, and this is not a surprise. We've said it time and time again. Even when Democrats say, oh, he wants to appoint someone who's loyal to him. Trump is a loyal man. He's loyal to America. He's loyal to the United States. And this is really big, because when things go on, and Trump is like one of those that says, hey, you trust me to put me in the position. Let me do what I need to do to make America great. Let me do that. Trust that I'm not leaving something uncovered. Trust that if I'm not doing something, it's not going to hurt. And he's ticked off right now. He's a little ticked off. And I think the reason why he's ticked off is because some of these people that are pushing this Epstein thing, and I'm not saying pushing it in a bad way, but there is some accounts out there that are looking to get clicks. That's, the Epstein. Even the Democrats are talking about it. I put a post out on Epstein or video out on Epstein. It's going to go crazy, which is true. That's what happens. That's how the algorithm works, folks. We don't play that game here. We're not looking for clicks. But there is people, especially Democrats or the paid online influencers, that have been using this now for however long it's been since the Axios report came out, that there was not going to be a release of any more files. And he also made a comment here in the White House.
I know you want to move.
While he was meeting with a foreign leader. Take a listen to this. Because, again, this is all the media is concerned about.
Past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. Hoax. Has your attorney
Big
general
hoax.
told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you
No,
seen
it's
of
not
that?
the Attorney General. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats. And some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net. And so they try and do the Democrats' work. The Democrats are good for nothing other than these hoaxes. They're bad for policy. They're bad for picking candidates that can get elected. Like in New York, we have a communist running. He may get elected too, actually, but he'll destroy the city. No, it's I call it the Epstein hoax. It takes a lot of time and effort. Instead of talking about the great achievements we've had, a great gentleman yesterday, as you know, went on CNBC and he made the statement that Trump may go down as the greatest president of all in the United States. And instead of talking about the things we've achieved, we've had tremendous achievement. They're wasting their time with a guy who obviously had some very serious problems, who died 3-4 years ago. I'd rather talk about the success we have with the economy, the best we've ever had, and all of the things we've done, including the Middle East. I mean, you see it. Instead, they want to talk about the Epstein hoax. And the sad part is it's people that are really doing the Democrats' work.
So the Democrats are utilizing this for a big distraction. Democrats have nothing. You see this all the time. You see it with Governor Gavin Newsom. He's not talking about his state. He's not fixing his state. He's not working on his state. He's just constantly rage tweeting against Donald Trump. So what Trump is saying is essentially you folks putting out all this stuff right now is essentially just working for the Democrats. Join them. Join them. You want the clickbait, you want everything else that comes with it, join them. See where that lands you. Because again, the best economy, the first 6 months has just been incredible. And again, I am somebody that I would love to see the Epstein report. I'd love to see what they have. There's a lot of speculation going around. There's some word on the streets that from numerous good sources that this could be very deadly, if you will, to American citizens. There's reports that the Israeli, the Mossad is involved and intelligence agencies are involved. And some people might say that to expose this at this point would take down the country as we know it. And some people say, well, that's fine. Take it down. Take it down. Well, that's your opinion. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to trust that what is going on is what needs to go on. If Trump accomplishes man, how do I say that? Because I say half of what he promised, but he's already accomplished most of what he's promised. Literally. I mean, we got some dirty actors that need to be, again, I don't know if these dirty actors will ever be talked to justice. And I'm not talking about the Epstein files or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure with something that goes, that's this entangled, that had this many high level folks, it is much deeper than probably releasing a report. It's probably, it probably has a lot of, I guess you could say, strings attached to them. And when you pull those strings, you pull the economy, you pull our relationship with foreign nations, you pull all this. And some people, oh, that's what we need to do it. The interesting thing is there's also people say, well, I want pedophiles to go to jail. I do too. And if you didn't notice this, the FBI has done more stings on pedophiles and arrested more pedophiles since Kash Patel's been put in office than they did in like the last couple of years of the Biden administration. So they are going after those folks. But I think Trump's just frustrated. Like, this is what you guys are talking about right now. Like, you are working for the Democrats at this point. And again, what did he say in that post? This guy, again, and when I started this, I said he's a loyalty man. Don't come out saying you're MAGA if you're going to backstab me because of a decision I made. And it says, because I don't want their support anymore. I don't want their support. Now, I'll be honest, if I seen something that I thought was critical, I'm critical of Republicans all the time. I was critical in Trump in the first administration, and I still call him out because I needed him to do what he's doing now, which was abolish the Department of Education, downsize the government, lay these people off. That's what I was hoping for in the first one, and I get it. That first go around, man, he had almost all Republicans and all the Democrats against him. He was just fighting to stay above water. I'm surprised the things he did get done. I mean, he did amazing things for the economy. Don't get me wrong. Best economy in my lifetime up until the China flu. And again, if it wasn't for the China flu, we would have seen him reelected again. And I'm glad. I know this sounds crazy. I'm glad for the China flu. I'm glad because he wouldn't have come back with the vengeance. Those 4 years out of office when they were just attacking him, and he was learning a lot. He also opened up the caliber of people he was talking to. He was never a politician. So what did he do in the first administration? He brought politicians along that he felt he could trust, that he thought would be loyal. And when you're loyal, you stick with somebody. And so far, he's done everything that I want him to do, and he's done it a lot faster than I can imagine. Now, there is some rumors out there that also says that in the background right now, they just don't want to talk about it, but there's some information that they want somebody to investigate it, that maybe some things will be released. I don't know. I can honestly promise you when I woke up this morning, I didn't think about the Epstein files until he posted about it. That's just where I'm at. Just to give you, whether you like it or not, I'm going to be real with you. And so hopefully,
supporters when you were talking about supporters.
Listen to this. Is this the same one? Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody. Talking about the Epstein issue. Does that mean that you're effectively disowning any supporters who are now calling?
I lost a lot of faith in certain people. Yeah, I'd lost.
Truth Social this morning, you mentioned past supporters when you were talking about the Epstein issue. Does that mean that you're effectively disowning any supporters who are now calling?
I lost a lot of faith in certain people. Yeah, I'd lost. Because they got duped by the Democrats. The Democrats are good for nothing. They've done a terrible job. They almost destroyed our country. If I didn't get elected, all these numbers you're hearing about, they found $25 billion and another 25 is coming in and hundreds of billions of dollars is pouring into our country. And we just got the biggest tax cut in history. We just got the biggest regulation cuts in history. There'll be no tax on tips. There'll be no tax on Social Security. There'll be no tax on overtime. There'll be no tax on so many other things. You're allowed to deduct your interest from a car payment. That's never happened before. You borrow interest. You borrow money to buy a car if the car is made in America. And by the way, factories are being built all over America. Car factories, AI factories. But you get a deduction on your interest. Nobody ever thought of that before. It never happened before. And, you know, these are the things that they should be talking about. The Big Beautiful Bill is one of the greatest pieces of legislation ever in this country. And the Democrats have nothing to combat it. So they say, oh, it's death. Oh, that's good. And then they give it to the fake news, which is you and a few others. And the fake news talks about the bill is death. The bill is actually life. The bill is life, and it saves our country. This bill is incredible. Look at the results already. So we have $16 trillion being invested in our country. And this great gentleman and his family just came in with another billions of dollars. And if he didn't like the country, if he didn't like where we were going, he's very smart. He'd come, maybe he wouldn't even come. I think maybe he wouldn't even come. You'd save your time. But, you know, it's one of those things. But If he didn't like where this country was, he wouldn't be investing billions of dollars in this country. But think of it, $16 trillion, more than has ever been even contemplated before. And we haven't even started yet. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the success. And the Democrats have nothing to show for what they do. They almost destroyed. They allowed 25 million people to come into our country, gang members, jailbirds, from all over the world, not South America, from all over the world. They allowed them to come into our country from mental institutions, insane asylums, just walk right through. They couldn't come into your country. They couldn't come into any country in the world except our country. And they came in from the worst places, gang members, drug dealers. They all came in. Turn it off, please. They all came in. And I'm doing something about it. We have it under check right now. We got rid of a lot of the murderers already. Some of them we put in our prisons because they're so bad we don't want to take a chance in putting them in a foreign prison, have them come back. But we've done a great job. Our country's in great shape. We literally have the hottest country anywhere in the world right now. And it's true what the king said, what a lot of people said. We were a dead country. 1 year ago, we were a dead country. We were laughed at all over the world. We had Afghanistan with that horrible embarrassment, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Look what happened with Russia and Ukraine. That should have never happened. Look what happened with Israel. That would have never happened. Hamas had no money. Iran had no money. There was no money to do an attack like that. All these things that happened that wouldn't have happened if you had good leadership.
So you could tell when he's confident about something and he don't give a rat's ass what people think. His job is and will be America first. And then I seen this, and I got two things. Last week, today's Wednesday. It was last week. I played an interview that Alan Dershowitz did. And he said he's seen the files. He knows that the files exist. Remember, he was actually one of Epstein's attorneys, and then they tried to put a hoax on him, tried to accuse him of stuff, and he fought like hell to win that, and he did. And they wanted to ruin his reputation. Listen to what he says now. He clarifies some things. And I want you to pay close attention to what he says. Put this up on the screen.
Is the government hiding a client list or anything that the Trump administration could release tonight?
No, there is no client list and never has been a client list. A client list suggests that Jeffrey Epstein made a list of people to whom he trafficked women. What there is a redacted FBI affidavit from accusers. There are several of them from accusers that accuse Jeffrey, that accuse various people of having improper sex. And that has been redacted. The names of the people accused have been blacked out. Now, of course, because I was the lawyer and I did only investigations, I know who all these people are. I could figure out, based on everything that I saw, who Mr. X is, Mr. Y is, and Mr. Z. I can tell you right now, none of them are public figures who are currently in office. Some of them were previously in office. Some of them.
Listen to what he says. Some of them were previously in office, but there's no current figures. And he seen it all. He was the attorney to see it all. Listen.
Are dead, but there is no client list. And the redactions could be undone if you go to court. So many of the things that are being suppressed by two judges in Manhattan. And they're doing it largely to protect the alleged accusers who are, in the view of the judges, victims, even though we don't know what their actual status is. But the judges have issued orders, which is why I can't disclose things I'd love to disclose, saying that you can't disclose this information. But Pam Bondi and the Justice Department and Donald Trump are not responsible for that. I don't know of any information that they could disclose that they haven't disclosed. Now, maybe there is some, but I'm simply not aware of it. And so I think it's important to place the blame where the blame deserves to be placed. The vast majority of people who are in the files, and I know them all, I've seen all the names, the vast majority of them have already been disclosed. They're in articles all over the world. They're in books that have been written. So if we got everything, you would be shocked how few names are there that haven't already been disclosed. The media hasn't, by the way, done a good enough job in finding the people who have been disclosed in the public record. So that's that list.
I tend to listen to that. Being an attorney, I told you guys this last time. I've listened to Alan Dershowitz on a lot of things. Very intelligent man, and not a Republican. He is a Democrat, and again had to fight for himself when there was false accusations against him. He has seen them all. He's under a order not to speak. I think that makes more sense than all these other things we're hearing. Now, there's probably, just to be honest, let's be honest. When you're in these elite groups, when you're, I'm just going to use, I'm not saying he's one of them, but you're Bill Clinton and you got your elite groups of people. Those people don't talk in FBI investigations. If you're not going down from anything and your ass isn't on the line and they say, well, what do you know about Bill Clinton? Oh, no, I don't know. There's probably a lot of names that aren't even there there might be speculation. The FBI might think, well, I know we got to find some dirt on these people. Those are the names I think people want. Is the names that aren't there. I'll be honest. That's what I'm thinking. I've went back and forth on this. Do I want to see more come out? Yes. But I think if everything come out, I think both the Republicans and Democrats have played us on this a little bit. I really do. Because Democrats are playing you now. We had 4 years of Biden. When did they ever go to the House floor and say, we want to vote to release the Epstein files? Never. But they think when the opposing parties in power, they can go in there and do something. No, it's another photo op. So we're gonna keep updates on this by every stretch. But listen to what John Solomon on Real America's Voice News. I don't know what credibility to give this. I've heard and I've read hours and hours on this over the last couple of weeks. I look it up. I don't know if that's critical. I don't want to bring that up on the show if it's not relevant. But listen to this. This was on the War Room. Take a listen.
You did inform him that they're thinking about appointing a special counsel on this to take over this entire investigation.
Yeah, and he said, I think it's a good approach. Let's just do it. Let's get the trust of the American people. Let's get accountability, and then let's focus on the things that matter.
So he's on board with the situation of getting a special prosecutor and having the Epstein situation put into that, so that can be formally looked at.
Anything legitimate that should be looked at,
and really in a criminal context.
He volunteered it, by the way, Steve. I ask about the special, but he immediately volunteers, and then I follow up on it. But he immediately brings up Epstein. Like, just throw that in. Let's get it all answered. I got nothing to hide. I want truth, and I want prosecutions, and I just want the justice system to take care of what needs to be taken care of. It was really a remarkable moment.
So he's saying that that's coming from Trump. Now, I got to be careful. I love Steve Bannon, but on Friday we showed you some video where he was at Turning Point USA, and he says, just in. If Dan Bongino's out, Kash Patel's out, all this stuff. They're not coming back, not unless the files are released. So take it with a grain of salt. I wish I had the answer for you. That's one of the hardest things, is sitting here and want to be able to tell you what's happening. Sometimes we can, Sometimes we can't. Let's move on. Speaking of that economy, listen to this. Speaking of that economy, man, oh man.
For the month of June, PPI comes in unchanged. We're expecting up to. Change would be the smallest inflationary wholesale increase since it was minus 1/10 in March of this year. Strip out food and energy, it remains zero, unchanged, zero. And that would comp towards April when we were minus 2/10, which, by the way, was lowest inflation rate going all the way back to April of 2020. If we strip out food, energy, and trade, unchanged. That also would comp towards April of this year. Now, let's take a bigger view, year over year. Year over year headline, expected 2.5, comes in 0.2 light. 2.3%. That would be the lightest in the Wayback Machine going to September of last year. If we strip out food and energy, up 2.6, a tenth light, and that is 0.4 less than the rear view mirror, which was up 3%. That 2.6, well, we have to go back to July of last year, 1 year, and that was 2.6. Find a lower number, you're in April of 24. And finally, the year over year, ex food, ex energy, ex trade, 2.5%, 0.2 lighter than 2.7, 2.5, Wayback Machine, you're equally where we were in November of 23. To find a lower number, you're in February of 21. Now, that is all very good news. These numbers are less than expectation.
Less than expected. Unexpectedly. I think we've covered that every month that Trump's been in office since March. Unexpectedly, they expected inflation to go up more. So he's beating all these folks on this thing, and it's just absolutely incredible what we're seeing. Absolutely incredible. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I just got an issue I got to deal with really quick. Let me do this. Rachel has... All right. Sorry about that. I got to figure out something that's going on.
They're sequentially less
show
for the month.
Let's see what else we have. Speaking of these great economic times, and they're going to get better. We know that we know that the Fed Chair Jerome Powell is sabotaging Trump's presidency to this point. He lowered interest rates when the economy was worse off just a month before the election. Make it look like things are really doing well. Since then, he hasn't done any, even though we're beating expectations every month. Listen to what Trump said.
Jerome Powell, and what's your justification if you're thinking about this to do this?
He's always been too late, hence his nickname, Too Late. He should have cut interest rates a long time ago. Europe has cut them 10 times in a short period of time, and we cut them none. The only time he cut them was just before the election to try and help Kamala or Biden, whoever the hell it was, because nobody really knew. Obviously, that didn't work, but he tried to cut them for the Democrats, Kamala. And how did that work out? You'll tell me. It didn't work out too well, did it? But he's I think he does a terrible job. He's costing us a lot of money, and we fight through it. It's almost, the country's become so successful that it doesn't have it does hurt people wanting to get a mortgage. People want to buy a house.
Yes, it is. It's hurting a lot of people that want to invest in this country, small business owners that want to take out a loan and are just waiting for those interest rates to be cut. But that is the purpose of what Jerome Powell is doing, is to try to sabotage this administration. Now, really quick, we're going to go to a hearing that was on Capitol Hill. We're going to talk about No Nads Nadler. This guy just got demolished by our transportation secretary, Duffy. Take a listen to this. It was absolutely every time they have these hearings, Democrats is like, we're going to get them now.
As recently as last week, you again attacked the MTA, claiming there's a surge in subway assaults. As recently as last week, you again attacked the MTA, claiming there's a surge in subway assaults and accusing the agency of withholding information. But many of your statements misrepresent the facts and ignore documentation already provided to your department. I want to address some of those claims directly. First, are you aware that major crime in the transit system, including assaults, is down 3% since last year and down 8% since 2019?
Well, I would say
that's a yes or no question.
Well, no, that's wrong. The assaults that we've seen are up 60% with MTA in the system since 2019.
Why do you continue to ignore this and lie about this in your public comments?
Well, my question, why do you continue to lie about people being lit on fire in subways or pushed in front of trains? You should be fighting to make sure your subways are safe.
Our subways
you want people to ride subways. Let's make subways safe.
Reclaiming my time. Our subways are safe, and I gave you the statistics.
They're wrong.
Second of all, as recently as last week, you again attacked the MTA, claiming there's a surge in subways.
Safest place, more safer than military bases, those New York City subways. Let me tell you, I just thought it was absolutely great.
Lie about people being lit on fire in subways or pushed in front of.
Take a listen to this. Just absolutely hammered No Nads Nadler.
Why do you continue to lie about people being lit on fire in subways or pushed in front of trains? You should be fighting to make sure your subways are safe.
Our subways
you want people to ride subways. Let's make subways safe.
Reclaiming my time.
Why do you continue?
Poor Nadler. I think we're going to have some more comments. There were some other hearings on Capitol Hill today. I think we're going to have some more comments in our next show. And then obviously all of today's topics. So Zohran Mamdani on Capitol Hill today. You had all the jihad crew there. Listen to this. This is Laura Loomer posted this. This one right here, I believe, is AOC. Obviously, there's not going to be a whole lot of comment, but take a look at this.
Congresswoman, do you agree with Zohran that we should globalize the Intifada? You were just with him this morning. You guys had a very nice breakfast. I saw you. I saw your sign.
Congresswoman Mamdani, the future leader of the Democrat Party.
Globalize the Intifada. No comment, huh? Well, who else in the jihad squad might have got caught up? Oh, let's check it out.
Yeah, he's bringing the party together at this point.
Look, he's bringing anybody who can see the reality of the success of.
Yeah, he's bringing the party together at this point.
Look, he's bringing anybody who can see the reality of the success of his candidacy and his campaign together. Anybody that's staying out at this point instead of endorsing this incredible dynamic leader is missing an opportunity.
Do you think he won over any of the new members who weren't supporting him or on the fence?
Sorry, what was
that? Do you think he won over any members?
Oh, I think it's hard not to be won over because it's the combination of his authenticity, his smarts, and his commitment to lifting up working people and making life better for real folks that is really inspiring and not always easy to find, and so I hope so.
We knew who would be supporting them, and the question was, do you think they're bringing the party together? It will bring the party together. Right now, the Democrat Party's in disarray. Everything they have stood for and doubled down on is not popular with the American people. So they're going to move over to communism. They're going to move over to this craziness that we see, where we have government-ran supermarkets. It's not a capitalism style supermarket where you compete with others. No, it's a government one, taxpayer funded. And again, anything we can do to taxpayer fund that gets us into communism, these folks are all about it. How about this one right here? This one shouldn't even be in our country. This one should make your stomach turn.
Do you support Zohar Mamdani's calls to seize means of production and raise taxes on white individuals? Oh, you love Zohar. Come on. You don't have a...
You love him. That's the lucky for him.
I sure you want to answer about his calls to seize means of production.
I do hope he wins the general and becomes the next mayor of New York City.
Thank you.
These people, man. I just wanted to show you that, just to show you. Now we're going to get into a little immigration stuff. Where we at? 1 hour. Man, this worked out perfect. ICE raids on, this is from the San Francisco Chronicle, so bear with me. ICE raids, put it up here, on cannabis facilities have shaken California's marijuana industries as leaders worry about a renewed federal assault on farms and dispensaries that could scare workers into staying home. Think about that. ICE raids on cannabis facilities have shaken California's marijuana industry as leaders worry about a renewed federal assault on farms and dispensaries. It's not a renewed federal assault on dispensaries. Guess what? It doesn't matter. They're closing down restaurants. They're arresting store owners right now for harboring illegals. This is what we voted for. This is what you violate the law. And we heard Democrats talk about this for 4 years. Nobody's above the law. And now they come out with these just ridiculous articles like that. Portland, Oregon. This was by Honey Badger Mom, put this out here. You guys know when we go out some of these protests, they have the Communist Lawyers Guild. Some of you call them green hats. And hold on one second. Let me see something. I don't know why I'm getting so many distractions today. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Oh, it was Amazon. Okay. They call them green hats. They are usually the ones out there. They got a pen and a pad. They're the ones that focus on getting out the criminals from jail, raising money, all this stuff. Just the Communist Lawyers Guild. That's what they are. Take a look at this one. Honey Badger Mom put this up. It said Portland, Oregon, ICE building. The NGL, National Lawyers Guild, we call the Communist Lawyers Guild, green hats are collecting license plate numbers of vehicles that support of ICE. So if you just happen to be going by the ICE facility, these are the people that work on doxing you, that work on getting you to lose your job. They work with Antifa. They worked with BLM. They work with the far left. Again, nothing positive for anything that comes out of their work. Take a look at this.
So you said they're filming plates and typing them down.
Oh yeah, they're filming their plates too.
Oh, nice.
People who are supporting us. Yeah.
So the NLG.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'll definitely talk about that.
Notice they all got their commie mask on. They're all part of other organizations as well. We see them everywhere they go. But again, if you support ICE and you're in Portland, Oregon, they're going to take a picture or record your license plate for their documentation purposes, because you can't support law enforcement in America. I'll be honest, these people are a waste of oxygen and a waste of skin. If a car would have drove off that sidewalk and took them both out, I wouldn't have flinched. These people are horrible people. We've dealt with them. A lot of times they're activists just in a green hat, and they're part of some of the networks that have destroyed cities. Sickening. So the lady that lives across, we've been covering for 2 weeks now, the lady that filed the lawsuit in Portland, that went out there and yelled at Antifa, they can't get no sleep, you guys are out here making noise all night. She's been doing some stuff, but she put this up last night, and I thought this was epic. Remember, I don't know. I have not reported on if Tom Homan got to Portland or if he went and left or if he's still on his way to Portland. We talked about Tom Homan was going to be visiting the Portland ICE facility. Listen to this recording. You might have to turn it up, and in the beginning you can't hear it, but as the video goes on, you can. Listen. You guys hear that? That sounds like Donald Trump to me. Listen, I'll put it back up. I'll put it on here one more time. Come on. Let me refresh it. This thing's giving me a headache today. It sounds like they are playing a sound piece from Donald Trump outside the ICE facility, guys. And it's talking about if you fail to depart, you will be arrested. I mean, literally using Donald Trump's voice. You want to talk about epic? Like, I want to go to Portland now just so I could be out there with these folks for a little while. It's just insane. I thought that was hilarious. I shared that on the X page if you wanna listen to that again. How about this? We're getting a lot of report of this. We talked about at the beginning of the show. Migrant being held in Alligator Alcatraz, now begging for a chance to self-deport. Remember, a free flight home and $1,000 CBP home app. Download the app. You won't have to go to Alligator Alcatraz. You won't have to worry about anything else. You kind of get to plan your own leaving. Probably better off to do that now rather than later. He waited till later, and now he's in Alligator Alcatraz. What I got to say about that. How about this one? Oh, wait. Wrong one. Probably the next one. Oh, these are all out of. Oh, let me find the one. Oh, here's one. I don't have the CNN one up, but listen to this one.
Support. Here she says she lives with the fear of being incarcerated and deported. So now she says she's seriously considering going back to Mexico on her own.
I know some people that they are thinking on doing the same as me because of this situation.
It's something President Donald Trump is encouraging, even introducing a program to give undocumented immigrants free flights back to their countries, plus a $1,000 stipend if they self-deport.
Let me see if I can find the other one too. There was a CNN one that kind of went into detail. Let's see. If it comes up quickly, I'll put it up. This one. How about this one?
Voluntarily deporting the United States. It's called self-deportations, and it's part of Anderson, Sasha, and Julio are now settling in Mexico, but they join a newly emerging community of people who are voluntarily deporting the United States. It's called self-deportations, and it's part of the Trump administration's strategy. Senior Trump officials have touted it often, and they've taken to the airwaves with multi-million-dollar ad campaigns and offering financial incentives, like one-way tickets to the country where they have legal status and $1,000 exit bonus once they arrive. But for Sasha and Julio, they didn't need that. It was the uncertainty of what was to come with the immigration crackdown that was enough to get them to leave. But also, Anderson, what we learned over the course of this reporting is it's not just undocumented immigrants making these decisions, but also the U.S. citizens that they are married with or have children.
Priscilla Alvarez, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
So disappointed, man. It's working. Not as many as we need, but it's working. And I think that's great, great news. How about this one? Busted. Belmont University caught hiding illegal aliens on campus. Undercover video shows Joseph Lukey, Assistant Director of Student Success and Flourishing, admitting that they do have undocumented students here. We definitely have to navigate very carefully, he said, especially with the ICE raids that are happening. That was a town hall exclusive. So Belmont University is hiding illegal aliens. How about this? Tennessee. You gotta love Tennessee.
Illegal for a church to now where
excuse me.
New immigration laws take the crackdown a step further. The laws create sweeping criminal penalties for anyone who provides shelter to an undocumented immigrant. The American Immigration Council says they make it illegal for a church to offer temporary shelter, a landlord to rent out a room, or a family member to live with someone who is undocumented.
Check that out. You want to aid and abet the illegal aliens? It's now against the law in Tennessee to do so. Whether you're a church, whether you're a family member saying, hey, come crash on my couch, they'll never find you here. You're going to be prosecuted in Tennessee, and I promise there's people fleeing Tennessee because of that law. Again, take away the incentives, things happen. And again, we talked about this yesterday, but it needs to be said
releases
again.
in June of last year. Also tonight, new border data for the month of June highlights the lowest month of encounters ever recorded. Customs and Border Protection says it is the second month in a row of zero releases of illegal aliens into the U.S., compared to almost 28,000 releases in June of last year.
28,000 releases, and that was a slow month. If you remember, this is about the time, probably March, April time was about the time that they kicked Border Patrol into gear and they slowed down their mass importation effort, Mayorkas and all them, because we even caught on tape when we were out in Hukumba. It was later on, probably May or June, that they were saying, Border Patrol right there told us, it hasn't been that busy in this area. Elections coming up. Again, you're all being played. Especially by these Democrats. Here it is. This is what I was talking about. Take a listen.
These are the main pictures from our house that we didn't want to just throw away.
Sasha Mendoza has the impossible task of packing up her family's life in Pittsburgh into a handful of suitcases.
It's really hard to tell a 4-year-old that they can't bring their toys or their stuffed animal. There's just not enough room. We can't put a stuffed animal and then have no pants. I've literally never felt anxiety the way that I have in the last few years here.
So you are saying bye to the U.S. for good?
For good, yeah. Yeah, for good.
Fearful of President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown, Sasha, her husband Julio, and their 3 kids are leaving behind the life they built together.
What are you the most excited for in Mexico?
The pool.
The pool?
And the beach.
The beach?
Julio is an undocumented immigrant from Mexico. Sasha and their 3 children are all U.S. citizens. They decided to make the move together only moments after Trump took office.
There was an executive order being signed, and that was her call for, said, like, what do you think about moving to Mexico? And I said, honestly, at this point, yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna move to Mexico.
We're gonna move to Mexico, not today.
And with that, the family began to wind down their lives, sifting through keepsakes and moving out of their home.
Say bye to the house.
Bye. Miss you.
When you were dating, did your status as being undocumented come up at all?
And then our first date, we kind of were mentioning it without mentioning it. And at one point he ordered a drink and he asked for extra ice. And I said, no, we don't do ice here. And he was like, That was the only thing we needed to say.
So by the way,
Julio crossed the U.S. southern border when he was 11 years old, and he's lived in Pittsburgh ever since.
One of his first concerns when we talked about moving is how am I going to watch the Steeler games?
You're a Pittsburgh native for all intents and purposes.
Oh my God, yeah.
What made Trump a second term more nerve-wracking for you, that to come to a decision that you had to leave the country?
there are no limits. There are no limits on being a target. The only main concern is he looks brown, he looks different, he don't speak English. He's the one. It doesn't matter.
That's where things stand tonight in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
They were confronted with their worst nightmare when Kilmar Abrego Garcia was mistakenly deported to a notorious mega prison in El Salvador.
I can see myself in that, and I don't want us to wait until we're in the same situation.
There are people who will say, you came to the U.S. illegally. Why didn't you do it the right way? What do you say to people?
If you were to be put in my situation at my age to tell me do it the right way, the whole process pretty much takes about 15 to 20 years. By that time, I don't think my kids or anyone's kids who are starving or in a dangerous situation can wait 15, 20 years for you to come here and start working.
What did we say that we could get when we get there? PS5. No, we did not say that.
How did you approach the conversation with your kids?
They know the realistic part of it, which is that it will be very difficult for them to adapt to, especially mostly language-wise. That's like our biggest thing. They're not anywhere near fluent, and they are going to be going into a school that is Spanish-speaking. Who's that? That's you!
For Sasha, leaving the U.S. also means saying goodbye to the places she's called home. You grew up at this house. What is it like for you to leave this house and what it represents to you?
It is definitely hard because, there's a lot of good memories. This has always been like the kind of comeback place. As far as we know, we won't be able to do that. We've kind of all decided that today is most likely the last time that we'll all be like in the same place at the same time.
Hours of research behind them, the Mendoza family spent their final days in Pittsburgh saying goodbye to family and friends.
Stay in touch, huh? No? I love it so big, Dad. Stay safe. Stay safe.
It's a decision not taken lightly, but for Julio, no other choice.
Rolling the dice will be staying here. That will be rolling the dice. Playing with my life, playing with my kids' life, playing with my wife's life. That will be a gamble. I would say it's taking a gamble. I'm taking a certain win on this one, for sure.
Man, I hope other people are watching this and they make that same decision. It's incredible. And it didn't seem like they were forced to go. It looked like they were looking forward to moving to Mexico, in my opinion, which I have friends. I have white friends that have moved to Mexico, actually. They're doing pretty well down there. But I just find it just incredible that, more and more people aren't doing this. Especially those people that are out there flying the Mexican flag like it's such a great country. If it's such a great country, when you're in LA, it's less than 2 hours, about 2-hour drive from where you're protesting with your Mexican flag. Go join them. And the only people, let's see, I missed a comment. To end the show today, I wanted to, we gotta love Senator John Kennedy. Take a listen.
And is here now, sir. Hello to you. Republican.
Oh my gosh. Listen to what he says at the end.
Republican Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana is here now, sir. Hello to you. I don't see this ending. In fact, if it's up 830% now, who knows where it'll be 6 months from today. What do you think?
They're breaking the law. And what you allow is what will continue. Put hands on an ICE officer, you should be prosecuted, you should be sent to jail, and you should get to spend some quality time with Bubba. Until we start doing that and prosecuting these folks, it will continue.
Republican Senator John Kennedy.
Spend some quality time with Bubba, folks. Spend some quality time with Bubba. Man, let's do it. And you are starting to see that ramp up. You see Trump's truth. I think it was on Friday when we were doing the show. It came out live while we were saying, you know what, these people throwing rocks, assaulting officers, they need to be arrested. Arrest now. I give all authority to ICE and those folks that are out there on the ground. Stop your van, pick them up, arrest them. We need more and more of that. We've arrested professors who threw a tear gas canister at federal law enforcement when they were doing the raid on the marijuana farm where they found 14 minors, 9 of them unaccompanied minors. So you got human trafficking, you got child labor, you got slave labor. essentially, and you're harboring illegals. You're knowingly employing illegals, which guess what? Trump didn't make that illegal. Bill Clinton did. So cry to Bill Clinton. So I want to say thank you all for tuning in to this show. Once again, we are 100% viewer funded. Deb V, if you were in here, thank you for your Zelle transfer yesterday. We appreciate it. But if you guys want to help out, we could really use the help. You can go to Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $ Oreo Army, GiveSendGo.com/Oreo 2024. And if you do mobile or online banking and want to do a Zelle transfer, you can head over to the website, theoreoexpress.com. And on our homepage, if you scroll down, there's a donate now button. And I want to say thank you. Hopefully we'll raise the money to get the phone taken care of when it comes in. And again, today's Wednesday. I'm hoping it comes in Friday. Again, I cannot be without that phone. And so hopefully it'll come in Friday, maybe the latest Saturday, but I'm thinking Friday. So again, thanks for all your help on that, guys. Appreciate you all. And once again, we will be live in a few hours, in about 3 hours and 39 minutes from now, probably 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern. And we will cover for the rest of the things that are going on today and the hot topics. Once again, thank you, everybody. Thank you to anybody who donated subscriptions. We can't do it without you. Blessings to you all. God bless you all. And we will see you really soon. Thank you very much.
You're still looking good. I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets.
I'm interrupting this commercial to do something I've never done before. Get 2 MyPillows absolutely free on orders of $100 or more. I can't do this forever, so get on board with this great sale today. Our best-selling 6-piece bath towel sets or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Our famous standard MyPillows only $14.98. Queens $18.98. King size only $1 more. Body pillows $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bedsheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
Well, hop aboard the Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll.